Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sergeant Griffin's mother, Miss Christine.
You have to bear with me, I forgot my glasses this morning. Good morning. Our family would like to thank everyone for coming out this morning to honor Travis. We would also like to thank Colonel Kubek, Colonel Horniak, Lieutenant Colonel Lane, Lieutenant Colonel Eckert, Major Quinn, Chief Master Sergeant Graves, and Chief Master Sergeant Thompson. The Wing, Group, Security Forces Squadron, our Mayor, Det 3, and everyone that participated in the 24-hour visual run, and to the Kirtland Air Force Base community for your support in this event, especially Senior Master Sergeant Tom Daniels and Master Sergeant Charlene Daniels for all the hard work, coordination, and help that they have put into this event. Thank you all from the bottom of our hearts. We are very humbled by this honor for Travis. There have been tears shed, but a lot of laughter at all the Travis stories. But that is how he would have wanted it. Travis always loved to laugh, and he loved to play a good joke or prank on anyone. Believe me, he gets it honestly, and it's not from me. Our hope is as you drive down Griffin Avenue, or as you cross it, that you will feel as we do. To remember Travis with a smile and a laugh, not one of sadness or regret. This is what Travis would have wanted. Sorry. This is what Travis would want and how he would want to be remembered. We appreciate you for you reconnecting our family with the Kirtland Air Force family. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Hurwitz. Ladies and gentlemen, we now have three special presentations for Mr. Elijah Griffin, Mrs. Krista Griffin, and Mrs. Christine Hurwitz. For our first presentation, will Lieutenant Colonel Lane and Mr. Elijah Griffin please come forward? Lieutenant Colonel Lane is presenting Elijah with a guidon that was carried by over 200 airmen over the past 24 hours during a visual run. The run began yesterday at 10 o'clock in the morning and ended today as the ceremony began. This run was conducted to honor the service of Staff Sergeant Travis Griffin. For the next presentation, will Colonel Kubek and Mrs. Krista Griffin please come forward? And then Krista, sorry. The first presentation is a signed letter from Congressman Michael Turner that reads in part, "We remember Staff Sergeant Travis Griffin as a war hero who faithfully served his nation on the battlefield during Operation Iraqi Freedom and for nearly 9 years in the United States Air Force." Next, Colonel Kubenik is presenting a scaled replica of the street sign, from which this day forward will read as Griffin Avenue. Mrs. Christine Howard, would you please come forward? Colonel Kubenik is also presenting a scaled replica of the street sign to Mrs. Griffin as well. Mrs. Hurwitz.
I guess it's my turn, okay. It is written, greater love has no man than this, that he would lay down his life for his friends. Travis Griffin did that. He laid down his life for his country. He laid down his life for the freedom of others. There is no greater love, no greater sacrifice. Everybody, welcome. Thank you so much for being here today. Thanks for the short notice flex to the theater. We were discussing, I was talking with the family, and we have a feeling that Travis is smiling down on us right now because the weather out there is the weather that our defenders serve in all the time. They're always on post. It doesn't matter if it's the nice Albuquerque 70 degrees or if it happens to be snowing in April. Our defenders are on the post, as Travis was, as he would want it to be. I want to thank our community leaders, Team Kirtland leaders, for being here. We have representatives from our congressional staffs, from our city, from our state, and from every major organization here at Team Kirtland. Thank you so much for being here, for honoring us with your presence, and for showing Travis's family what Team Kirtland really is all about. I also want to thank the defenders. Don, you and your team, first class all the way. Well done, and a very fitting tribute to this hero. You see some defenders in their PT gear, still dripping a little bit wet from finishing the 24-hour visual run in honor of Travis. Well done, defenders, you look great. I was chatting with the folks out there last night. One of our defenders had been stationed with Travis at Moody, and she was just laughing. Chief Thompson and I were out there for our turn to run, and it was pretty wet and windy. And she was laughing because she said Travis would get a big kick out of this right now, that you guys would be out here in this doing that. So I learned a good bit about Travis since I got to meet the family. Just one interesting tidbit. So they were stationed at Moody, and that's where Travis and Krista met. And I found out today that as a defender working the night shift there, Travis would volunteer to take in any of the DUI folks on base, to take them to the hospital because that's where Krista was working. And that was his way to meet her. So, what a neat story. Most of all, I want to thank Travis's family. You honor us by being here today and by allowing us to be a small part of this celebration of Travis's life. You put a lot of pressure on me to get up here and speak. You two did so well, and I'm trying to hold it together here, but I'll use you as an example, because thanks so much. I was trying to figure out before this week started, I was thinking to myself, how can I be an encouragement to this family? How can I be a blessing to them? What can I say that will, to make them feel special here? What can I do? And as life often does have a way of turning things around, it was them who have been a blessing to me. So thank you for allowing me to be a part of this. It's very fitting that Griffin Avenue runs right into the wing headquarters building, because Travis exemplifies everything that this wing, this base, our Air Force stands for. Humble service, sacrifice, leading from the front, and tactical skill. It didn't take me long as I started learning about Travis to understand that those things epitomized him, his leadership, him as an airman, him as a person. And for those ideals to be memorialized by naming this road after him, I couldn't think of anything more fitting. When I drive to work, I'll think of Travis, I'll think of his legacy. I'll do my best to live up to his example. But also, now, I will remember his family. Because I have not had the honor, did not have the honor of knowing Travis. But now I do have the honor of knowing his family. And I'm a better person because of it. You represent all that is good in our nation. You represent and model the ideals of service and far too much sacrifice. Thank you for allowing each of us here at Kirtland to share this moment with you, for allowing each of us to be touched by the life of Travis Griffin. Thank you.
Thank you, Colonel Griffin, for your heartfelt comments. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now proceed with the unveiling of one of 23 new street signs by Colonel Griffin and the Griffin family. Escorts, will you please guide the way for the Griffin family so that we can unveil our new sign. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for joining us today, and we ask that everyone please use caution as you leave with the foul weather. Our official party will remain in place momentarily for everyone who wishes to show their gratitude to the Griffin family before departing. This concludes today's ceremony. Thank you for attending, and we wish you a pleasant day.